Good. A good nightmare? Who said that? But all right, guys. So thank you for joining me tonight. No, I haven't. Anybody seen a Fantastic Four movie? I don't have any like desire to see it, man. Like they botched it so many times. I'm not interested. Anyway, Flown Grown, Maria, Alcohol, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, prepped with that. Patrice, Joe, Evolving Media, thank you for the 5x5. Groundhog, Rhonda, Sorsha, thank you for the 5x5. Teddy, Greg, Adam, Chair, thank you for the 5x5. Jason, oh, it's on. No kidding. All right. Did I say Jason? Excuse me. Yes, Jason, thank you for the 5x5. Tom, Raccoon Eyes, appreciate it. Laura, thank you for the 5x5. F you all, Colts, Streetwise, thank you for the 5x5. Lexi, Dan Phillips, Prepper Revelator, Jerry, thank you for the 5x5. All right. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. All right, it's up and running. All right, so tonight, guys, we're going to talk about a couple things you should look up. This is not going to be a long. Come on. This is not going to be a long live stream. Obviously, these are going to be like 20 minutes, half hour long. I'm, no longer trying to stretch an hour out of both shows just for the sake of stretching it out. I'm like, fuck that noise. But anyway, so guys, the problem that is moving fast, it's the whole Real ID, identify yourself online nonsense. Now, there are 2 acts that were introduced to the Senate earlier this year, both under Trump. The Biden administration was going to do this too, so it shows you guys that it doesn't matter who we voted for, they're all in on the bullshit together. For the doggies, thank you for the 5x5, right? So they're all in on the nonsense together. That being said, guys, Real ID is a federal law that sets security standards for state-issued driver license and identification cards, which will be required for domestic air travel and access to certain federal facilities starting May 7, 2025. To obtain a Real ID, you must provide specific documents providing your identity, residency, and or social security number at the state's driver's licensing agency, the DMV, right? Otherwise known as the DMV. Now, I haven't heard anybody say that they needed their Real ID, but again, guys, the Real ID is a federal law. Now, this is step 1. Step 1 is getting people to get their Real ID for now. This is getting you used to the fact that you're going to need ID to do a lot of shit online. They're already using your phones to a certain extent, right? If you use your phone number, you can take out like online loans by using your phone, and your phone is connected to your social security number, which is connected to your credit score, which is soon going to be connected to everything you do. So your phone and your Real ID are going to merge together at some point, if not already. And every time that you do something now, you have to type your phone number in. If you notice it, right? If you go on certain websites, they want you to put your phone number in because it's connected. Like YouTube doesn't do it yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to. And when they start that nonsense, I think I'm going to go off the air if they start it. But there are 2 acts that follow closely with the Real ID. Now, remember what I said. You're going to need a Real ID to get into certain federal facilities or travel domestically. Websites are already letting people know they need to use their ID to log onto those websites, whatever that website might be. Now, adult websites I get, OnlyFans, Fans Lead, all of those kinds of shit, I get those. That's understandable. But YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are all going to be requiring people to use their IDs to log onto these websites. Now, all of this, guys, is to say that they're going to use the excuse of they want to protect the kids by way of the IDs. having kids use, sorry, making sure that you're not a kid. So they want you to put your ID in these websites. Mrs. John Johnson, yes, the Online Safety Act implemented in the UK. It's also, that bill is also here, Miss John Johnson. I didn't know that it was in the UK or the EU, but it's here in the United States. It's called the Kids Online Safety Act, also known as Bill S1748. It is to protect the safety of kids on the internet. Bullshit. Introduced May 14, 2025 by Mrs. Blackburn herself, Mrs. Bartholomew, and Mr. Thune. And Mr. Thune and Mr. Schumer introducing the following bill, which, again, there's a lot to this bill, but the bill is to protect the safety of children on the internet, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress Assembly. Short of the bill, this is act to cite as the Kids Safety Online Safety Act, and then there's a lot to the bill. Now, that bill was introduced in May. Before that bill was the Screen Act. The Screen Act and the Kids Online Act bill are bills that are going to work tandem with one another. Now, the Screen Act bill, guys, is also known as Bill S737, called the Screen Act bill. Not the Screen Act bill, but Screen Act bill. This is to require certain interactive computer services, your computer, to adopt and operate technology verification measures to ensure that users on the platform are not minors and for other purposes. YouTube is already asking right now whether or not the creator is a minor. Now, obviously, a lot of us creators, when you look at us, you can tell I'm not a fucking minor. But somewhere down the line, I think next year, early next year, they're going to ask for us to upload our IDs into the system so that they know that we are not minors, which is fucking bizarre and stupid because you can see that I'm not a minor. I am way too fucking old to be looking like anybody's minor. I haven't looked like a fucking minor since I was 13 years old, right? So, and I started growing hair on my face at that point. So this is just a bill to control the masses and to follow the lead of the masses. All right, so the bill to require certain interactive computers to adopt and operate technology verification measures to ensure that users on the platforms are not minors, and making sure that minors are not going into places like OnlyFans. Now, OnlyFans, and I bring this up because they adopted this system before anybody else. The reason why they adopted the system is because they had a girl, believe it or not, was 14 years old, turning 15, throwing her vagina on the internet. She got away with it for about a couple of years, and she was making good money. The money part wasn't the problem. The problem was she was underage. She got caught because she used her grandmother's ID, if I'm not mistaken, her grandmother's banking information to open up another bank that was online that she was able to access, and she was able to access that money by way of that. And her grandmother found out because like a letter went to her telling her about another bank account that she had opened. She didn't know she had all that money in the bank account, so she looks into it. She finds out that her granddaughter opened this bank account because she had an OnlyFans page. Anyway, all of that to say is that that's why Fansly and OnlyFans started this system that is now being adopted by everybody else. So, also speaking of OnlyFans, the creepiness of it, there's a girl, I think some of you know her. Her name is Little Tay. Little Tay was a little asshole, or is a little asshole, excuse me. If you can look her up online, she was the kid that was always talking about, I'm making money, I'm taking all you bitches out, I'm always flushed with cash. She was like cursing up a storm and all this other crazy shit. Anyway, she started on an OnlyFans page. Here's where the problem lies. I'm going to do a video on it. The problem lies, and I don't understand why OnlyFans didn't pick up on it, but she did all of her content when she was 17 years old. That's illegal in a lot of places. I'm going to get to what I'm going to say next. Give me a minute. So she filmed all of this content, and the night she turned 18, the very night, she published all of that material on the internet, and guys who were following her couldn't wait till she turned 18 so that they could see her naked body at 18 years old. Now, her being 18 isn't the problem, or her having OnlyFans isn't the problem. The problem is that she filmed all of that material when she was 17 years old, and she's now publishing 17-year-old her on it. And I know it's illegal. It's a splitting hairs kind of deal, you know. Now, I think OnlyFans, whatever, has its place in society for those that like it, but OnlyFans should only have women on there at the age of 21. So at least at the age of 21, you have a gap of shit in the middle that you can't work with, right? If you're 17, if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, no dice. 21 should be the starting age of it. Nonetheless, it looks like OnlyFans is going to run into a lot of problems because this chick just published all of her 17-year-old shit on there, and that's underage, which is, you know, the fact that her pic are in means that she said, yeah, cobalt, exactly. Splitting cunt hairs. But again, you know, it's funny. Like, the whole thing is like guys are following her all this time, and as soon as she announced her Joe F, right, her images are underage, exactly. But the fact that guys are following her and they're like, I can't wait till her fucking vagina turns 18. I'm gonna look all over it. Like, that's the crazy shit. I'm like, I mean, listen, not for nothing. This kid was an asshole. If you look at her when she was like 12 or 13 or 11, she was like, yo, son, you know what I mean? And I'm like, who the fuck talks like that anymore? She's like, yo, and she's like, stacks of cash, bitches. I'm like, what is going on? And she was always like, this kid's a little asshole. She had a lot of drama. Apparently her brother was putting her up to that act. Her father came in, swooped in, got her from the mother. There was this whole battle with her, and the only reason why I know all of this shit about her is because YouTube. There's a guy on YouTube that I follow. He does all of these people that, like, you know, they disappear off the internet, and, you know, one of the videos is like, whatever happened to Lil Tay? And you're like, what happened to Lil Tay? So you watch the video and you see all this shit, and she just wound up disappearing for a while, and her father raised her, but I guess that didn't work out well because she's on OnlyFans. And then there was a whole rumor that she died, and then she came out saying I didn't die. So I follow this YouTube channel because they talk about, like, how certain YouTubers destroy their career with like 30 seconds flat. It's a cool channel because it talks about like the guy. Some of you know this. It was, I don't know why he admitted to this shit on the internet. I mean, I guess luckily he did, but he admitted to like banging an underage kid, and he was sort of bragging about it, and they destroyed him on the internet. And then he tried to work as a Uber driver, and Uber was like, nope. I mean, like, they found, wherever this guy went, they found him. The internet sleuths did their sleuthing, and they found him no matter where he went. I think he's bagging groceries in somebody's store now because he cannot get a job or hold down a job for that shit. So, I mean, you know, granted, there's an upside to being, you know, an internet bully, but there's also a downside to that. But in this case, it worked. Yes, Paul. Yes, even at 18, she looks like a child. She doesn't look that much older. They said she was 18. I'm like, where? So here's the crazy shit about it. Supposedly, and there's a couple videos on it. I'm going to do a video on it probably tomorrow or whatever. But there's a video on it where she made $1 million in 3 hours. For you to make $1 million in 3 hours on OnlyFans, that means not only men, but women are also following you. And they couldn't wait for you to fucking get over that line of 18. She's legal now. Now, listen, guys, yes, she's legal. She could do what she wants. I figure if you're able to die for this country, you could flash your vagina all you want. I don't care. I'm not going to look at it. But other guys are. That's up to you. You know, that you do what you want. But just keep in mind that people are going to look at it a little differently if they find out you're looking at little Tay and her little vagina. All right, it's up to you. But OnlyFans has its place. It just doesn't have a place for an 18-year-old or 19-year-old or 20-year-old. 21 should be the age limit, not fucking a teenager. But whatever. The cupcake guy. What about the cupcake guy? Is that another dude? But yeah, that channel's fun. It's interesting, man, because they talked about people who are on the internet, like that guy that got fat, Nick something another. He like ate himself in the fat hood, and now he dropped all of this weight, and like he's thin again or muscular or some shit like that. What the fuck was his name? Nick Burrito or Nick Santos or Nick I eat everything in sight. Um, he just turned around and he dropped like all of that weight he gained and then some. Forgot his name, man. But they talked about him on that video. They talked about a lot of YouTubers on that video. Um, or from Drake. Yeah, it could be. Drake could have gave a lot of money. But that's just crazy to give somebody that much money. Like, listen, I understand donating to some of these OnlyFans chicks. I get it. You guys donate to me. I'm not shaking my dick on this, but you guys donate to me. So I get the donation shit. But $1 million? Nick Avocado. Thank you, Seuss. Thank you, Laura. Nick Avocado. Yes, that's who it was. Yeah, him. Remember he became fat as we watched him grow on fucking YouTube, and then he lost all his weight. But they talk about guys like him. They talk about like dudes that passed away or did shitty crimes, like shit like that. I like shit like that. It's mindless. Money, get back. Dirty Sanchez, obviously. Yes. Nick Avocado. Yeah, but listen, man, the world is messed up, but do what you want. Wait, ex-porn stars aren't allowed to be around kids. They're locked out of many jobs. No shit. I mean, I know they have kids. I know there's two documentaries called After the Porn Lights or After the Porn Star or After Porn. And then there's After Porn 2, and I think there's a 3. And I watched one, and it was interesting to watch, like, a lot of the porn stars and where they were and where they ended up. And it was just like, a few of them were like, it wasn't worth it. Now a lot of them they invest in shit like that. They take their money, they put it towards something, so they got something to fall back on, so they don't have to worry about not getting work. But a lot of them are smart about it now. Cupcake guy was an EDP. Who's the cupcake guy? Is that the guy that admitted to, diddling kids or a kid? But yeah, so money driven. I guess, man. I mean, yeah. Listen, everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to, stay ahead of the game just a little bit, man. Ron Jeremy's in jail now. Yes. But yeah, if you watch those documentaries, you find out where a lot of them went, what happened to a lot of them. Some of them, one chick talked about, I think she got raped on the set of one of the movies. And she took like a bunch of years off. Then she went back to it because she wasn't making money anymore. Would you be a porn star if the money was right? I don't know. I do not know. Probably not. Would I? I mean, yeah, probably not. I mean, like, if I had a zombie dick, maybe, but sorry, I had to say that. No, probably not. I mean, listen, again, to each his own. Do what you want. It's entirely up to you, But the age thing, there's got to be an age limit on it, and the age limit has to be fucking 21. They can't, so there's no wiggle room for, like, underage shit. Because at least at 21, they could be like, well, I did everything at the legal age of 20, and I'm issuing it now. Apparently, she did all of this content before she posted it, like at the age of 17, and then fucking, yeah, must be hard up. No pun intended. Listen, porn money it's not easy money. A lot of listen. There are porn stars on YouTube, and they go over the shit they did in the past. It's not easy money. At least for a chick, it's not. For a guy, it might be, but for a chick, it isn't. It's like it's not even close. We look at it as easy money because we're like, oh, look at that, she's getting fucked. There's a lot of shit that goes into it, and it's bad. It's a lot of bad shit, man. It's not as easy as it was. Oh, Tracy Lords, don't start with that shit. Yeah, Tracy Lords. I just watched. I didn't watch. I heard. What was her name? The porn star. I forgot her name. It'll hit me later. But she talked about Tracy Lords and when all that shit went down, and she said the industry panicked. They flipped out when they found out what was going on. Their guys were fucking thought they were gonna get thrown in jail. Everybody was scared. Producers were scared. Everybody was scared. They were like, I didn't know. Everybody they all like, I didn't know. They ripped all her shit off the internet. Everything was off the internet. And she was doing this shit when she was like 14, 15 years old. She was doing it for a couple of years, right? And then she admitted to what she did, and everybody flipped the fuck out. What the fuck's her name? Began with a P. It doesn't matter, but it was interesting. Oh, I got schooling tomorrow, so I guess I shall do that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go off the air now. I think I hit my limit. Yes, I did. I hit my limit. I'm toast. I got some videos to edit, and then I'm gonna watch, what is it, Animal Kingdom, some mindless shit, and I'm gonna go to bed. Get up when the fucking sun rises, and then get to work again. No, it wasn't Nina Hartley. It was somebody else. She talked about Nina Hartley and how they had a falling out, but Laura said, what did Tracy Lords do? Laura, Tracy Lords did a lot of movies when she was underage. She was in porn movies at the age of, I think, 15, 16 years old. And she fooled everybody. And yeah, they fucking ripped all her movies off the internet. In fact, she was in Penthouse magazine, and they had a lot of those Penthouse magazines destroyed. But whoever has the Penthouse magazine with her in it supposedly is worth a lot of money. So whatever. But anyway, other than that, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it, guys. I will see some of you guys tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for the midweek report, Wednesday midweek report. Other than that, guys, thank you.